Back MMA channel. Today we are starting a new playlist where we'll discuss events in MMA and UFC, and Bellator and other promotions overall. And today we'll speak about important, however, a little bit sad topic, which is Darren Till's career. Watch the video till the end, like our videos, and of course watch our strike tutorials that we post almost every week on this channel. I like Darren Till, and in my opinion he's a very prominent fighter. However, at some stage of his career he made, not only he but also UFC made bad decisions, and now he's in the stage in which he is. And today I would like to analyze why this happened. Since Darren Till came to UFC with his record like 17-1, a wonderful record, and in the UFC he was doing great. At the time, it was like 5 years ago, so he was 25 years old. He was beating everyone, and he was, at that point, he was beating unranked fighters. That was completely okay, he was doing well, and step by step he was evolving. Really, he continued evolving, and really had a very dangerous stance. He had decent wrestling and parter game. However, at some point, he defeated Donald Cerrone, so he became a top 15 fighter. And after this fight, instead of continuing fighting, because at that moment Donald Cerrone was ranked really high. Yes, it was a moment at which he was very high, and after this victory, as far as I remember, Darren Till was placed on the 8th place in the ranks. And at that moment, instead of continuing giving him fighters from top 15, whom Darren Till would definitely defeat, and he would continue evolving, he would continue building up his confidence and his skills. Instead, the UFC decided to promote him as fast as possible. Why this happened? In my opinion, this happened because at that moment Michael Bisping ended his career, and UFC needed a superstar from the Great Britain. And for this reason, they decided to promote Darren Till as the next big superstar. And this hasty movements, in my opinion, influenced his career completely negatively. Instead of continuing fighting top 15 guys, like top 10 guys, he was given Wonderboy Thompson. And even though he defeated him, after defeating the #1 ranked guy, you have to fight for the title. And you're not really able to continue fighting guys from top 15 or top 10 because you want to go up all the time. And really rising the level of your position so drastically wasn't a nice idea for Darren Till, and it really didn't play out really well. And he was a very prominent and a very promising fighter. And this is something that Tom Aspinall said. He said Tom Aspinall actually is also a great fighter, and I wish him to return from his injury as fast as possible, since he's great. And he said that I'm a top 15 fighter, and I don't want to fight like the #1 guy and to fight for the title next. No, I want to fight all of them step by step. And step by step I'll be defeating each of them and will be gaining experience. And at the time when I'll fight for the title, I will be ready for it, and I will become the champ and become the dominant champ. And actually this is something that Darren Till also needed. Really, he defeated Wonderboy Thompson. Let's not discuss how the fight went. In my opinion, it wasn't like a super show, like rock and roll. No, it wasn't. However, after this fight, he had to face Tyron Woodley. And in my opinion, had he been older and more experienced, he would have won this fight, really, because he had really good chances to win this fight. However, because of lack of experience at such level, I mean, he had a great experience. He had around 20 professional fights, 20 professional victories, something like that. He was like 18-1, I think, at that moment. Instead, he lost. He lost to Tyron Woodley, and I think it was not the moment at which he broke. No, it wasn't that fight. Losing in a title fight is nothing bad. He rested for 1 year, and then he faced George Masvidal. And in fighting Jorge Masvidal, he was winning. Really, he was aggressive. He was very confident, moving in his southpaw stance. He was attacking really fast and really well. I liked it. But at some moment he got caught at the end of the first round, I think, or maybe in the second round. Got caught with left straight from the southpaw stance, and then the right hook that KO'd Darren Till. And in my opinion, that was the moment at which Darren Till really broke mentally. In my opinion, he should have stopped, waited, and it was a good idea to move to the middleweight division. However, instead of moving to the middleweight division and fighting someone from the top 15 or top 10, he decided to fight Kelvin Gastelum. And in my opinion, that was a horrible decision, and they made this mistake for the second time. Because once they made mistake of rising the level of opposition too fast in the welterweight, and now they did the same in the middleweight. So when he defeated Kelvin Gastelum, which was a good fight, he had either to go for the title or to fight the number one ranked contender in the world, and it was Robert Whittaker. So Darren Till defeated Kelvin Gastelum. He was placed on the 4th place in the middleweight ranks, and he was not able to fight top 15 or top 10 guys, because in terms of experience, really, between these 2-3 fights, he didn't gain like a lot of experience, and he was on a similar level on this all this time. And in my opinion, Darren Till, even now, he will defeat a lot of guys from the top 10. However, he faced Robert Whittaker, who is a beast of a man. In terms of skills, in my opinion, Robert Whittaker is the most well-balanced and skilled fighter in the middleweight. 100%. Yes, he was defeated by Israel Adesanya, however, I think that still, in terms of skills, he's much better. And he will 100% defeat Alex Pereira. And I don't know whether he will defeat Adesanya in the 3rd fight. Is also possible. Anyway, Darren Till had to face him. And of course, Robert Whittaker defeated him, not because Darren Till is a weak fighter or not a championship level fighter, no, because Robert Whittaker is a great fighter, really, one of the best in the world. And after that moment, Darren Till faced Derek Brunson, and it was actually the 4th consecutive loss, or the 3rd consecutive loss, was Derek Brunson. And for this reason, Darren Till fell like really deep in terms of his mentality, because look how confident he was before fighting Tyron Woodley. He was 100% sure that he can go in each fight and he can defeat everyone. The same way it was with Jorge Masvidal. However, after being knocked out by Jorge Masvidal, it changed. And after the fights against Robert Whittaker and Derek Brunson, it really wasn't. And at this moment, Darren Till is trying to seek for some success, and for this reason I think that he's teaming up with Khamzat Chimaev, because Khamzat is confident and Darren Till wants to be confident as well. He wants some attention coming from the Khamzat's fights, and he wants some wins, and for this reason he is teaming up with Khamzat. And I don't think was this a nice thing for him. Instead of teaming up with someone else, I think he should concentrate on developing himself, really. And after this fight against Plessis, the things may worsen. Really, I don't know what happens for him next. I really hope that it's not the end of career for Darren Till, but I think that if he loses one more time, maybe he will be really driven away from the UFC. It may happen. It may happen if he loses once again, but I really hope that Darren Till will come back. However, in order to come back, he has to make drastic changes in his mentality, and in order to do this, I think he should maybe change his training camp. Maybe he should move to the US to train there, to change his mentality. Because after that fight against Jorge Masvidal, his mentality changed. And now, in my opinion, he could have defeated Plessis had he been more confident. The same way, even still, he can defeat a lot of top 10 and top 5 UFC middleweights. He has this, he has it in himself. However, whether he will do it depends on his mentality. And in order to change mentality, you have to make drastic changes. So I hope that Darren Till returns, but I'm not sure that this happens. Thank you guys for watching this video. Subscribe to Team Babenko MMA channel. I wish Darren Till good luck, because he's a nice guy and I really enjoy watching his fights. Subscribe to Team Babenko MMA channel, like our videos, and of course share it with your friends. Thank you.